A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English because it's so much fun. English education for you and everyone, so come along. Learn some grammar, learn a phrase, learn something new every day. Learn the A+ way. Hey, it's time to start the show. Are you ready? Good, 'cause here we go. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I want A+ English.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to A+ English. I'm Mike.
And I'm Laura.
And we are still hanging out on the court.
Yay.
The tennis court, that is. Don't worry, we're not in like a legal court. We haven't been arrested.
No.
We're not seeing a judge. And although Laura is quite a tall lady and I'm not super short, we're both not really tall enough to be on a basketball court.
No.
We should be a little taller.
Okay.
So we'll stick to the tennis court.
Okay.
Because that's also what we're talking about. And it is January, and while they are playing basketball, a lot of sports fans will be focusing on Australia for tennis. So that's what we talked about yesterday. Our warm-up question is about some well-known tennis players. Which tennis players do you know about, and where are they from?
Too many. I know Roger Federer. He's like the tennis king, right? He's from Switzerland. And man, he's got some killer moves on the court. Now, besides Roger Federer, there's Serena Williams from the U.S. She's a total legend in women's tennis and has won so many Grand Slam titles, like we mentioned yesterday.
Yes.
And, of course, there's Nadal, and he's from Spain. He's a beast on the clay courts.
He absolutely is. And you haven't watched much tennis in the last 2 or 3 years because most of those people are retired.
Yeah.
They're all gone. Roger Federer, he had a great, great career. He was one of the best shot makers. He could put the ball in the corner while he was running full speed the other way. He was like a surgeon out there. Serena Williams is just unbelievable. She's one of the people they call the GOAT. Right? G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. They use that for a lot of athletes. I'd say for Serena Williams, maybe like Michael Jordan.
Oh.
You know, these are people.
She retired last year, right?
Was it last? Yeah, I think it was. And she'd kind of half retired before that. But I don't know if anyone will ever win as many tournaments as she has, especially in the women's side. And Nadal, I think he's retiring this year. I think the French Open coming up this spring might be one of his last ones. He's had problems with his hips for quite a while. I mean, these people are in their 30s. Right? And they're running around and they're playing, 9, 8, 9, 10 months a year. Never mind traveling and all that stuff. It is a tough life on the old body. And of course, it's a solo game. You're out there on your own. It's not like, hey, I'm going to sit down. You guys play for a few minutes. You can't do that with tennis. So let's find out more about it. And we're going to look at the Australian Open because it's happening right now.
Game, set, match. The cool world of tennis. Warm-up question. Which famous tennis players do you know about? Where are they from?
The Australian Open is a major tennis tournament that takes place in Melbourne, Australia. In 2024, it will run from January 15th to 28th. The Australian Open began in 1905 when games were played on grassy fields. However, in 1988, the tournament changed to hard courts.
So, the Australian Open is a major tennis tournament that takes place in Melbourne, Australia in 2024.
G'day, mate.
G'day, mate. So that's interesting. It's not in Sydney. I think a lot of people might guess that Sydney's the big city in Australia, but Melbourne is kind of the second city, but that's actually where the Australian Open is. It's a major tennis tournament. It's a Grand Slam. We talked about that yesterday. And it takes place in Melbourne, Australia. In 2024, it will run from January 15th to the 28th. Yeah, the Grand Slams are always 2 weeks long.
Yeah, and since Australia is where I grew up, I've always had a special connection to the Australian Open. I remember enjoying it as a kid, and even though I haven't been to one in person yet, but I've always made sure to stay tuned with my family watching thrilling matches unfold on TV. Yeah, well, do you have any favorite moments or memories from past Australian Open, or are you looking forward to any specific matches or players in next year's tournament?
Interesting. I do actually like the Australian Open.
You do?
Well, the U.S. Open is kind of in September. So by the time January comes around, I haven't seen tennis in a while. And it also, even though it's January, it kind of feels like it might almost be the beginning of spring because we're watching tennis. You know what I mean?
That's right.
Even though the rest of the world is covered with snow and ice. But so I do like to watch. And the other good thing is we live in Taiwan, right? So the time is very similar.
Yes.
If you watch the U.S. Open, that's like 12 hours behind us. You got to be up like
Stay up
2
late.
in the morning or whatever. So the Australian Open is easier to watch.
Yes.
I haven't been there, but I did see, you probably know Pat Cash. The Australian tennis player, I saw him play at the tennis in Montreal. Yeah, many years ago.
So jealous.
That was pretty cool. The Australian Open, like most of the Grand Slams, has been around a long time. The Australian Open began in 1905. That's a long time ago, when games were played on grassy fields. So they did have a court, but it wasn't the hard court, on a sort of man-made surface. It was played on grass, and I would bet there were probably a few hundred members of the tennis club watching. And no television. You can't watch film of this.
Yeah, so grass courts are known for being faster and providing lower bounce, which can make the game more challenging in terms of quick reactions and precise shots. Yeah, however, some players may find it easier to adapt to grass depending on their playing style and experience.
There you go. And now, as we said, Wimbledon and some of the other British tournaments around Wimbledon are the only grass ones I think they regularly have. But Australia was actually a grass court tournament for a long time. It says, however, in 1988, the tournament changed to hard courts. They're easier to take care of. They're cheaper over the long run. And I think probably less sliding, so maybe less injuries for the players. So I think they probably like hard courts. Although there is something special about grass and also clay, which we'll talk about later.
Here are some fun facts about the Australian Open. During this tennis event, about 50,000 tennis balls are used every year. Also, there are around 400 ball kids who volunteer to help collect the balls. But that's not all. People at the Australian Open really love to eat. They eat 160,000 hot dogs and 75,000 servings of ice cream during the tournament. Be sure to watch the festivities on TV or the internet this month.
All right, back to the article. Here are some fun facts about the Australian Open. During this tennis event, about 50,000 tennis balls are used every year.
Wow.
Well,
wow.
Hundreds of matches.
A lot.
They change balls every 3 or 4 games, I think. So, and I guess they have to use balls to practice and warm up, right? So they're not all being used in the games themselves. That's crazy. 50,000 tennis balls in a 2-week tournament. That is very interesting.
I had no idea.
No idea. I wonder what the bill is.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they get them for free from the companies that make them. But still, if you bought 50,000 tennis balls, how much would that be? That's a lot of money.
Well, do you have any more interesting facts about tennis? What else?
I do. Well, all those balls bouncing around require a bunch of people to keep track of them and catch them and get them back under control. So it says also there are around 400 ball kids who volunteer to help collect the balls. So there you go. You see these ball kids. They used to be called ball boys, but now there's girls, so they call them ball kids. And they crouch by the side of the net or stand at the back of the against the wall at the back of the court. And when the players are finished with the point, they pick up the balls, they throw the balls to the players, and often they volunteer. These are younger kids.
I would want to volunteer myself.
I saw something in the
Not a kid anymore,
for the U.S. Open last year. They were looking to hire about 80 new ball kids.
Wow.
They had 2,000 people apply from around the world.
Whoa.
All doing it for free, flying to New York, paying for their own hotels to just have the experience of being a ball kid. And they had many more people who volunteered or who wanted to be volunteers than they could ever use. That shows how much people would love to do this. Be close to the stars.
Yeah, I was going to say that shows a lot of dedication and also teamwork involved in making a tennis event run smoothly. Yeah, so ball kids, they must play a crucial role in ensuring the game goes smoothly, for sure.
Very much so.
And that's not all, right?
And that's not all. You also have thousands of fans and thousands of fans watching tennis get hungry. But that's not all. People at the Australian Open really love to eat. They eat 160,000 hot dogs and 75,000 servings of ice cream during the tournament. Hot dogs? It's Australia. Shouldn't they have like kangaroo dogs or koala dogs or... something, meat pies. Meat pies.
Sausage rolls.
Oh, I would rather have a sausage roll than a hot dog. But that's interesting. And a whole lot of ice cream. It's hot, you know. You got to have ice cream. It's healthy.
Yeah, so it sounds like the Australian Open isn't just about tennis. It's a real foodie event, too. Yeah, I can imagine the incredible variety of food they offer there. Now, I think hot dogs and ice cream must be the perfect snacks and along with sausage rolls, right? To enjoy while watching some thrilling matches.
Exactly, and get some Vegemite on your toast as well.
Gross. That's not nice.
Vegemite's delicious.
Really?
Back to the article. Be sure to watch the festivities on TV or the internet this month. Yeah, tennis actually is a sport that we get quite a lot on TV in Taiwan. So that's a nice thing. Some sports are hard to find here, but tennis is pretty easy to find. I think if you have TV or internet, you'll probably be able to find some good tennis anytime they're playing. You'll be able to watch it.
For sure. Festivities, we could also use words like celebrations or events or festive activities. Right now, I'm going to teach you guys some important words. 好的，那今天我们有学到超多的重要的、重大的、非常重要的单字哦，所以第一个字就要教你们 major 这个形容词，就是重要的、重大的啦。For example, the surprise party for Sarah's birthday is going to be a major event. 就是 Sarah 的生日的惊喜派对将会是一个重要的活动哦。那我们来看一下单字例句又是怎么用 major。Eating fruits and vegetables is one of the major parts of a healthy diet. 就是摄取水果啊和蔬菜是健康饮食中很重要的一环。那刚刚我们还看到这个片语哦，就是 take place， 就是通常我们会讲一个活动啊，或是一个比较大的一个比如说像是一个盛会啊之类的，会举行发生这样子的意思哦。那我们当然也可以用 occur 或者是 happen， 同样也有着发生的意思啦。我们来看一下其中的 take 的动词三态的变化，就是 take、took、taken。那我刚刚有提到什么节日或是像电影节，我们就可以常常用这个 take place 来跟它搭配哦。The film festival is set to take place over the course of a week, showcasing a variety of international films. 电影节预计将在1周内举行，展示各种的国际电影哦。那单字例句又是怎么用的呢？ Hannah's birthday party will take place this Saturday. Hannah 的生日派对会在这周六举办。再来我们看到的是 collect 这个动词，就是使聚集的意思哦。我们来看一下单字例句 We collect red and orange leaves in the park during the fall. 就是秋天的时候，我们会在公园将红色和橘色的落叶聚集成堆。 那刚刚是不是有提到很多美食？大家是不是很想要来一份呢？那我们可以用 serving， OK， 这个名词就是一份、一克的意思哦。比方像说，each serving of ice cream comes with a delightful topping of sprinkles， 意思就是每份的冰淇淋都有美味的，就是那种 sprinkles， 就是用像是糖果那种彩色的那种屑屑的点点啊，作为配料。那又或者我们可以这么用，我看一下单字例句。Jenny cut the big cake into small servings for everyone in the class. Jenny 把大蛋糕切成小份，分给班上每一个人哦。那今天呢，其实我们有看到 run 这个动词有着举办的意思。通常我们可以举办什么呢？除了run an event 就是举办活动，我们还可以用 run 在run a business 就是经营生意啦，或是 run a club 你可能是负责社团，所以 run 有很多的意思。还有什么呢？ You can run a restaurant 就是经营餐厅，或者是 run a blog 经营部落格哦。我们来看一下要怎么用在一个句子当中。Our school will run a talent show next week, and I'm excited to see the amazing performances. 我们学校下周将举办一场才艺表演秀哦。哇，我迫不及待想要看到精彩的表演。再来，我们有看到 be sure to， 那我们后面接原形动词，一定要如何如何。比方像是呢 ，If you visit the new ice cream shop in town, be sure to try their signature flavor. It's delicious. 哇，今天是不是一直在提食物呢？如果你是市区的新冰淇淋店的话呢，一定要尝尝他们的招牌口味，就是 signature flavor， 非常的好吃，一定要去啦 ！Be sure to try it. 好啦，这就是今天 Laura 的单人的讲解。接下来我们来听一下 Review Time， 要学什么呢
？Review time.
All right, everyone, we are back with a quick review time. And look at that, we have 4 new words for today. Isn't that cool? Because there's 4 Grand Slams every year.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa, what a coincidence. There's 4.
Okay.
We always have 4 words.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's talk about synonyms, words that kind of mean the same. So if I say hitty little bally game over netty game, tennis. That's a synonym for tennis.
Okay.
It's a bad synonym for tennis.
Okay.
Hitty little bally over netty.
Okay.
But it gives you the idea. It means the same thing as tennis. Here's one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
To occur.
Is
to happen.
To take place.
To take place. The party will occur. The party will take place
Or
on Saturday night or happen. To amass. To gather.
Oh, to collect.
To collect. If you gather your things before your holiday, you're collecting your things before you pack them. Important. Big. Notable. Major. This is a major thing. It's important. It's notable. It's big. It's definitely major. And a portion. A certain amount.
It's a serving.
A portion of food, a certain amount of food. Exactly. There you go. Well done, everyone. You guys win a big trophy.
Oh, yay!
But not as big as the Wimbledon trophies.
I want those expensive ones.
No! You get the cheap one. You got to come back next year for the better one. All right, thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you out there on the tennis court or maybe on the sofa watching people on the tennis court. Take care. Bye.
Magic Box.
Well. 又是哪个无知的民众把黑魔女我给吵醒了呢？自从我被史蒂夫国王骗了感情之后，我就再也不相信人类了。这些人类比我可恶100万倍啊 ！He's the reason why I don't trust human。因此我将展开我的复仇计划。史蒂夫，你等着好了 ，and you'll never know the place where I will kill you。好，在我展开这个复仇计划的同时，还是呢要尽我的所能啊，帮各位解释一下我刚刚的文法哦。你们最好给我注意听了。我们先看到第一句 He's the reason why I don't trust human. 我们其实可以看到刚刚句子里面有包含了2个子句哦。He's the reason 以及呢I don't trust human. 它就是那个原因。那什么的原因呢？我不相信人的原因啦。它就是为什么我不相信人类啦。当你呢要把这2句话给合并的时候，这时候又必须呢给它一个关系副词，目的呢就是用来连接子句，以及呢修饰它前面这个先行词。而在我们这个表示原因的关系子句中，我们用到的关系副词就是 why 咯，它的修饰的先行词则是 reason， 因此合起来呢，当然就是你刚刚听到的 He's the reason why I don't trust human。另外2种常见的关系副词还有 where and when。像我一开始对史蒂夫唠的狠话，你们都听到了，对不对？ You'll never know where I will kill you. You'll never know the place. OK， 你永远不会知道 I will kill you， 我会杀了你。这时候呢，2句中间我加了一个关系副词 where 给它。Where 呢表示地点，在哪里做这件事情，你永远不会知道我会在哪里杀了你，你猜也猜不到，就是这个意思啦。那最后一个关系副词呢？When， 不用说，你们一定都知道，它代表的是时间。I still remember the day when we first met。我还记得当初我们相遇的第1次那一天，但是我现在根本不想要想起，恨不得把这段回忆给抹灭啊。I still remember the day， 我还记得那一天，再加上关系副词 when 来去修饰前面的先行词是什么 ？The day。继续呢完成我们的句子 ，We first met， 我们初次见面的意思。整句话就是 I still remember the day when we first met。好了，各位同学们，这3个关系副词到底听懂了没啊？我要继续展开我的复仇计划。没有空再跟你们瞎聊了。